Alright, well, we're in the middle of our camping trip here in Grand Lake, Colorado, right outside Rocky Mountain National Park. This was our campsite we have. Nice little aspen grove there, and pine trees all around. But I was going to give a quick walkthrough of our dirty Jeep. And ironically, we haven't even been off-roading. This was from the park. They're doing some road construction, so it got really horribly dirty today. Well, it's going to kind of show the Jeep and show what we're working with. So we got a 2016 Jeep. It's the 1941 edition. It's got a 3.5-inch lift, 35 1250s on it. Our running boards. It's got all AEV everything. AEV wheels, AEV spare tire carrier, AEV lift. Before the trip, we just put on the AEV fuel tank, which we're not even using it for a fuel tank. We're actually using this for a water tank. Holds 10 gallons. Didn't take up any room, so we just had to use it for a water tank. And this is what we're taking our showers and doing laundry and stuff out of. It's this 10-gallon water tank. And then I can fill it up at any, garden hose or anything. I used a RV dump site, filled up with it. Brought a little extra gas with us just in case, because you never know where we're at. So I didn't do anything fancy. I just bungee corded it to the tire and wrapped a chain around it just to make it, if in case the bungee cord failed, at least it can't physically fall off. And which, I don't have my propane tank in here, but we got a 5-pound propane tank. So I built this little rack right before we left just for a 5-pound propane tank. And that runs our little Mr. Buddy heater in the tent. I didn't want to drill any holes, so I used these clamps, and it worked out alright. Again, we were just trying to use what we had laying around, a lot of miscellaneous parts, so the only thing I had to buy was a couple of these little conduit straps, so like $3. So inside the Jeep, since this is our first time trying tent camping, not using the RV, we decided we wanted it to be, if we had to, really cold or really bad weather, snowstorms, something like that, we can sleep in the Jeep if we want to. So we made it in such a way that we could sleep in the Jeep. And same thing, this is our first time. I didn't want to spend a lot of money, so everything I had, I just literally had laying around. So I built a platform, goes front to back. Right now we have this Carhartt cover on it because the dogs are riding on it. I made it big enough that you can actually slide. It's got 4 totes underneath it. So I got my cooking, stove and coffee maker, and food, just all sorts of stuff in these bins. And it's actually worked out really well. In the morning making coffee, it's really simple. I just pull out the bin, set it up there, grab all my coffee stuff out. And my homemade tailgate table. We were going to buy one, but same thing, since we didn't know if we were going to like this or not. Everything I had here, had laying around. Simple. It works phenomenal. I had 2 burners on it, big cast iron skillet, cooking everything on it, no problems. And we've been using this 3 or 4 times a day, every day, and it's working phenomenal. We were going to buy another one. I don't know if we're going to buy another one or not. May paint it so it looks better, but it works great. So it's simple and folds out of the way. So let's sit back here. Like I said, we do have kind of to the roll bar, we bungeed cord. I got an axe on this side, and I got a shovel on their side, and our spare this is our small tent, that if we're going to do a quick overnight stop somewhere, and we don't want to unload the Jeep to sleep in it, this is just a quick, 3-minute setup tent, and it worked real good. We actually used it on the way up here, and it was middle of the night, never even took it out of the box before, and I set it up in about 3 minutes, so it worked really well. And on here we have pads that we lay down on, which we also use them for the bedding in the tent, so they're kind of multi-purpose. Right now they're in the tent, so nothing's in here. This is just so the dogs don't slide around too bad. But and we'll show you those mats in another video, how we got them set up. But they work really well. We just lay them out on here, and I made extensions for the front, and I'll show you that. Since I'm 6'4", and the Jeep's not very long, I wanted to be able to stretch out if I wanted to take a nap. So I made these little extensions in the front that fold up and down pretty easy. They're nothing fancy. Getting a couple hinges, and then I have a bar, which I can't do with the camera in the way. But if I can show you here, you slide it back, and then it slides down, and then the seat can go back. And that's done on both sides that way. It was just something real simple I could throw together. Same thing, didn't want to spend no money on it. Quite a bit of storage room underneath. Right now we have a lot of stuff out of it because we got it in the tent and around. And there was good storage. So that's kind of what we're set up in the Jeep. We haven't got a winch for it yet. That's one of the future additions. So far we haven't had any problems. I do have some recovery gear, just some minor stuff in the back in case we needed something to get stuck, pulled out. Well, this is my early morning coffee making setup here. We're Rocky Mountain National Park and we were watching elk in the fields. While we're doing that, I'm making coffee and heat water up in the pan. Got a French press for her. I just use instant coffee. I'm not picky, but it just takes a couple minutes to get out, and she can pan the camera and kind of show you what we're watching. There's like 5 bulls in the field right now, and a bunch of cows.
Yeah, this is how we do our mornings at Rocky Mountain National Park. Now when the bulls get closer, then obviously we're not too worried about coffee. And that's what we're hoping, is these bulls are going to bring these cows in a little bit closer. We had a batch in this morning, but it was just too dark. We could see it, but the cameras couldn't.
I'm personally hoping the bulls like coffee and they smell it and they come running. But that's just a quick rundown. Any questions? Leave a comment.